In our last episode, we built a futuristic queuing station for the first roller coaster. And today, we are gonna try and hopefully complete the main area, filled to the brim with shops, restaurants, and so much more. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, as you can already tell, I began planning out the other side of the main area. Because of that, the only thing for us to do would be to raise this wall. Apparently there was a wall I didn't highlight. Can't forget this one. To help give these buildings some variety, let's raise this part up a floor. We're gonna have to bear in mind that the coaster is in the way, so we need to make sure not to touch the track. We're gonna have to carve a hole in this. I thought it'd be best to use a different arch. That way we can have a little bit of variety. Place these in the center. This will be where the restaurant will be. We're calling it Content Cafe. Now let's see what we got for framework. Place at the corner. Maybe some of these boys. Darken that up. There you go. I think it'd be best if we have this restaurant have like a shaded entrance. Make sure that it is covered up. In order to help give this awning a bit of detail, want to add these trims on there. Apply this at one at a time. Rotate around. That seems just about right. On in cafe. Why not add a circle in the middle alongside some half arches? And if we want to go extra detailed, we can probably add some gears here. That looks just right. Content Cafe. Shall we do a mosaic wooden path? Get each and every single corner filled in. Of course. This ain't a restaurant without seating. Might as well add a couple of round tables. This will be the area where you can order your food. We can make that work if we just add a restaurant here. Ah, I see they're going in. Look at all these employees. It seems like they enjoy their job. Unfortunately, this building appears to look like a big blob, and I know just how to fix that. To start, I suggest we add some pillars. Why not add some of these triangle-like beams? Copy and paste these supports a couple of times. What else? Perhaps we can add like some pipes from the aquatic pack. There you go. We've got to add some more stuff on here, like maybe these awnings. Let's not forget a couple of these. We're just gonna add stuff that looks good to me. Keep adding, and adding. This is coming along nicely. And after some trial and error, I hereby declare that the exterior complete. Before we get on to the roofs, there's one problem. As you can see, the supports appear to be in the way of the building. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to close G-Force for a while and go and fix that. Sorry guys, we've got some minor tweaking to do. Come back later. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, get rid of all the supports out of here. Eventually we'll make our own supports using the ones provided. There, all better now. Oh, actually, just a couple more. While G-Force is testing, for this roof, I was thinking we could go with like some round towers. Do all the way to there. Splotch is all with teal. A little darker than that though. That looks better. Fill it all in. There you go. These can act as more so turrets. Do we have anything that is like round? Well, we have this, except it's not metal. Make this piece a bit bigger. We could do that in a grayish color. Turn that around. There you have it. Apply these in detail. That is just right. Since this is too plain, why not just cover this up in submarine parts? Because whatnot. Maybe a ladder here. That is perfect. I don't know why, but it is perfect. A couple of windows here. Maybe some rails. In order to make this not look like a big blob, why not evenly add this part? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This deserves a curved one. I'm not sure what to do with this one. Because the train approaches just like the other side, I'll probably make this look like it broke through. So why don't we go ahead and do it? As usual, angle out the bricks. Do this all the way around. Keep these at different angles so that it doesn't look flat. Now, what to do with this area? I guess we could probably just make a couple of bricks. Just show proof that it was smashed. That is a huge brick pile. The ride is going so fast, they're not going to see all this anyway. So why should we care? I just want to get this done anyway. I'll be back.
2 hours later.
Whew. That took longer than I expected. But hey, I got the job done. Even though I got the job done, there's still some work left to do. To start, when the ride goes underneath the pathway, I was thinking of adding a tube here for the train to go into. And it's possible for us to accomplish that by putting one of these temple ruins down, making sure that it's not too close to the train. That is too close. With that perfectly scaled, duplicate and rotate this around. That does not look like a perfect fit. Gonna have to do this again. Change of plans. I'm going with the aquatic door because the other one looked trash. Let's be real here. Same as before. Rotate this manually. There you go. Select all the rectangles. Make that in a new group. Copy. Nice and aligned. This looks a lot bigger now. Moves around all the way down to the bottom. Almost there. Better than before. However, I think it's best to add like outlines on this. Same as usual. Do it again. Fill in the hole. Ooh, woo, woo. Oh, wow. Now that looks better. Although we have a problem. No, that's pushing it in. Why are we pushing it in? Let's turn on the torch. No, no, no. No, no. Why are we bringing in the light? Don't bring in the light. It's supposed to be dark, not bright. Well, that's completely filled in. Maybe a couple of rocks to make it look a bit more prettier. We'd probably go for some smaller rocks around here. A bit more around this area. Blend in with this little terrain I made. Perfect. Let's remove a couple of these rocks. That way we can have rocks that can be colored. Fill in with the new colors. There you go. That might be too many rocks. Maybe we can add another waterfall. I guess this could work. Although you're gonna have to keep in mind the splash zone. That'll do. Watch out! Oh, you got drenched. Oh no, you got drenched again! Why do you guys keep getting drenched? Oh no, that guy's gonna get drenched eventually! Look out! Oh, it missed. Oh, direct hit! But why stop there when we can just add some smoke? Making sure that it's like inside. Oh yeah, there you go. Only for us to repeat the exact same thing, but on this side, making sure that is open. I'm gonna borrow you for a second. Don't worry, I'll bring you back. Just kidding, I won't. Well, keep in mind that this needs to be covered. Make sure that no light is seeping in. Perfect. Looks identical, but it's different. As usual. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The terrain option for some reason just went crazy. Each and every single nook and cranny. Roughing the terrain out. Let's check inside. Oh. A few things to patch up. I think I'll cover up any spots that couldn't make it with some rocks. Just like the previous one, it's important to add in the rocks. Is it just me, or do the tunnels kind of remind me of Disneyland Paris' Space Mountain back when it was from the Earth to the moon? Although I've never been on that ride, I want to go there so badly. Only time will tell though. Continuing on, some colored rocks, like tannish gray. Have some lighter ones. If this was a real coaster, this might be, if not the most themed hyper coaster ever. Now make these darker, place them right near the bottom. Make sure that's for like hidden. A couple more in this spot. We might as well paint the terrain up. Oh yeah, that is going perfect. So cool. And for the cherry on top, some smoke effects. Want to add additional waterfalls. That one needs to be hidden. Perfection, I say. However, we're not done yet. The only thing that needs to be filled in is this dark corridor. And luckily, we can spice this up with some hexagon light. This one also was on the Frontier Workshop as well. Make this go on a loop. Despite being a trigger, this needs to be scaled up a lot. The room is going to be pretty dark, so they're probably not going to see any of this terrain. Continuing from this, you got to make sure this is all evenly spread. And if my calculations are correct, perfect. That is perfect. But why stop there though? Surely we've got to add a bit of nature around. That way it looks nice and pretty. Spread it all the way. Perhaps we could have a little bit of terrain raised. Chisel this. Roughen it out. And of course we gotta paint this in grass. Doing the same thing for this drop. All of it being roughened out. That tree should be removed, obviously. All the way. Push this down. Get this all smooth. Some of this a bit rougher. That is good terrain. Paint this with like long grass. That's too close to the track. Maybe a couple more this way. That is nice. The only thing that would make this ride complete is if we add a couple of custom supports, since we deleted those. All right, let's see which one looks the best. Large connector or a Small connector. Put this at around blue. Put one directly at the top. Perhaps we could have one at quarter of the chain lift. And then we could have one somewhere near the start of the hill. And then directly at the drop. And since this one isn't connected to anything, we can go ahead and add one at this big hill. There you go. Maybe one at this turnaway right before the tunnel. Now the placement is all complete. Time for, of course, the support. You gotta make sure this is like straight down. That is not straight down. Now that is straight down. Go all the way until we hit the bottom. Look how beautiful this is getting. Apply a footer here and then make this a diagonal. Apply the same principle as the others. Now, doesn't this look a lot nicer than before? Before, after. Next step, a statue. And let's see, is there anything that we can use to have like a statue, like a base or something? It's important for us to scale this up, and maybe we could find like some mythology pieces. Maybe this will work. This needs to be blue color. This goes in the center, by the way. There you go. Last but not least, the statue, which is fairly easy. Have this one be like a kneeling pose. This needs to be a bronze color. There goes his legs. I'm gonna have his torso pointing upward as if he's looking up at the sky. We're gonna have his left arm raised. The statue is going to be holding a sword. This arm is going to be bent. Last but not least, the head. Keep that around the exact same scale as the other body parts. And have him looking upward. And finally, a sword to place in his hand. Statue, 100% done. There's only one more thing left to do, guys, and that is to spice up this entire area. First off, let me change this to nighttime. What if we just went with a sorcery? Oh, yes. Perfect. We gotta make sure that this is not too big. Select everything. Look how pretty this is getting. The lampposts near the entrance are gonna be a bit different. Every single one. Keep on going and touchdown. And then we can put in this lamp. Make sure that is like still the same color as before. Look how cozy this is getting. This bridge will need different lighting near my coaster, except these will have an icy blue. Maybe a couple more. I also would like these rocks to be lit also. Nobody wants to be in the dark while they're in the park. The buildings should also be lit. Let's get a couple of spotlights shining on these tubes. There you go. It would be best if we just cover this up though, so that no one notices it. We could also make sure to add a couple of vegetation, add in like some small plants. We don't want them on the rocks. And make sure to add a line of service, have some smaller trees, all at different sizes. Ain't that just pretty? In order to not break the immersion, let's go ahead and add a brick wall. Pastel like tealish color. Basically anything that has like a bit of a gap. No one will know for sure. And we've got to make sure this is also decorated. All thanks to this. And a bit of that. And if we want to go extra fancy, why not add some of these aquatic windows? And this is going to be a door. Since this is for staff only, I'm going to add a little bit of a open gap right here. Filling this all out. There's going to be one more building right here. However, I'm gonna build that off screen. Copy our wall and place, I guess. Do like we did last time. Let's just put another wall where I completely fill it. It's not touching the building or anything, but we're not finished, however. Perfect rectangle. Now we can get a planter and fill in all the corners. All of them. This needs plants, by the way. We'll have some flower beds. Maybe a little more around here. Let's just have a topiary. This one's gonna be a different height, by the way. There you go. For this little garden, we'll need some benches and trash cans. This acts as more so a place if you want to go in the shade on a hot day. With a snap of my fingers, the surrounding area will not be empty. Wow. I didn't know I was a magician. Jokes aside, with the exception of the inside of the shop as well as the other restaurant, I declare this area complete. To be fair, I'm honestly very happy with how this turned out. This is so amusing to look at, and I'm honestly happy the way it turned out. For today, this is where we're gonna end it. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe. If you got any ideas, it's best that you put them in the comments below so I can apply them to my park. Next up, we are hopefully gonna try and make the new areas. From this episode forward, we're probably gonna go back and forth between lands to not create boredom. With all that aside, bye bye!